Alright, let's go.
Hello, this is Max. Today, the story is about a girl saving the world from a catastrophe. Don't forget to subscribe. In an ancient Egyptian tomb, Lara Croft descends into the depths and cautiously explores the surroundings, her hands resting on her gun holsters. As she investigates without sensing any immediate danger, she approaches a valuable artifact. Suddenly, a nearby pillar starts to tremble. A robotic figure bursts through the pillar and launches an attack on Lara. Swiftly, she performs a somersault to evade its strike and retaliates by opening fire on the robot. The encounter escalates as she skillfully evades its counterattacks, reloading her guns in the process. However, the robot manages to pierce through the tomb structure. Thinking on her feet, Lara shoots a rope, using it to hoist herself up while simultaneously dropping a cloth to obscure the robot's vision. Taking advantage of the distraction, she showers the pillar adjacent to the robot with a barrage of bullets, causing it to collapse and crush the mechanical foe. With her guns holstered again, Lara's moment of victory is short-lived as the robot unexpectedly hurls the pillar in her direction, knocking her to the ground. Undeterred, she faces the robot as it deploys additional bladed appendages. Engaging in a high-speed confrontation, Lara and the robot charge at each other. She slides beneath the robot, continuously firing her weapons, but ends up pinned down by its blades. Employing her resourcefulness, she manages to fend off the robot's blades from her head and redirects them to sever its own legs. In a final decisive move, she smashes the robot's head using the butt of her gun and then proceeds to dismantle its wires, rendering it immobile. Triumphant after the intense battle, Lara returns her attention to the artifact she was pursuing. However, her victory is short-lived as the robot resurfaces behind her once again. This time, Lara commands the robot to halt, and it complies. She gains access to its internal systems, reprogramming it from a killing machine to a festive companion. The robot begins playing music, and Lara drags it out of the training room. Her technical assistant, Bryce, expresses dismay at the damage caused to the robot, but Lara chides him for not configuring it to stop before endangering her. Bryce defends his decision, stating that she wanted a more challenging training scenario, and Lara confidently justifies her actions by asserting that's why she dismantled the robot.
Live rounds again.
After a refreshing shower, Lara's butler, Hillary, offers her a dress and heeled shoes, which she dismisses. Meanwhile, in Venice, a secret society known as the Illuminati convenes to discuss the alignment of celestial bodies in their quest for a mysterious key. Manfred Powell, a member of the Illuminati, reminds the group of their limited clues derived from ancient cosmological models. He assures them that answers will come in due time. The leader of the Illuminati emphasizes the urgency, revealing that they have a mere week to secure the two halves of a significant artifact called the Triangle. Failure to do so would mean waiting for another chance in thousands of years.
We're not ready, are we?
No.
The subsequent day, Hillary suggests new adventures to Lara, unaware that it marks the anniversary of her father's disappearance. At the memorial site for her father, Richard, Lara expresses her longing to have him back. While observing the celestial alignment from her observatory, Lara reflects that her father would have appreciated witnessing the event. In a dream, she recalls a cherished memory of her father showing her a pocket watch with her late mother's photograph. Richard imparts his knowledge about planetary alignment and urges her to discover something important. The dream shifts, and Lara wakes up, holding a knife. Intrigued, she embarks on a quest to find a wooden chest seen in her dream. Upon hearing a ticking sound beneath the stairs, she uncovers the chest by breaking through a wall. Inside the chest, she discovers an ancient clock. Lara consults Bryce to examine the clock and its inner workings. Although Bryce initially dismisses it, Lara insists that the clock began ticking as the planets aligned. Suspicion arises when they spot an unfamiliar symbol within the clock's mechanisms. After meticulous examination, they uncover an additional layer within the clock. Lara identifies this newfound component as the all-seeing eye. Attending an auction, Lara meets Wilson, her father's old friend, to discuss the clock. However, she encounters Alex West, who playfully banters with her. Their interaction reveals past tensions, as Lara accuses him of stealing her belongings. In Wilson's office, Lara presents the clock and shares her belief that it holds significance related to time manipulation. Wilson claims ignorance about the clock's true nature. Wilson contacts Lara later to inform her that Powell might possess the information she seeks. In a moment of unease, Wilson reflects on his connection with Richard. Lara meets Powell, discovering that he had crossed paths with her father in Venice. Sharing photographs of the clock triggers Powell's interest, and Lara grows skeptical of his motivations. Despite Powell's assurance of his antiquities obsession, Lara suspects him of deceit. Unperturbed, she practices acrobatics as an armed group converges on her mansion. The attackers breach her security system, prompting Lara to employ her acrobatic skills to subdue them. Utilizing a bungee cord, she incapacitates adversaries and makes her way through the mansion, all while her assistant Bryce attempts to assist remotely. As the situation escalates, mercenaries attempt to steal the clock. However, the clock's defense mechanisms thwart their efforts. Lara reaches the garage to retrieve her weapons, encountering more enemies. With guidance from Bryce, she crafts an improvised weapon and confronts the intruders. Simultaneously, her butler, Hillary, engages in a gunfight with mercenaries attempting to breach the control room. In an icy showdown, Lara uses her car keys to activate the alarms of nearby cars, momentarily distracting a mercenary and allowing her to incapacitate him. Seizing a gun from another adversary, she mounts her motorcycle and skillfully takes down the remaining enemies. Racing back to her mansion, she arrives just in time to witness the theft of the clock. Upon investigation, she discovers only her butler Hillary at the scene.
I think they've all gone.
The subsequent day, Powell takes possession of the clock. Meanwhile, Lara receives a prearranged letter from her father, containing a riddle that directs her to a book in her library. Inside the book, she uncovers another letter from her father, explaining that the clock is a key to the powerful triangle of light. Forged from a meteor during a planetary alignment, this artifact was revered for its ability to manipulate time, but also resulted in the destruction of the City of Light where it was kept. The triangle was divided into two pots and hidden at opposite ends of the world. Her father instructs her to find a rare jasmine flower in Cambodia, which will guide her to the tomb of the Dancing Light, where the first half of the triangle is located. He warns her about the dangerous Illuminati seeking the triangle to fulfill a prophecy. Lara arrives in Cambodia, discovering that Powell's team is already at the tomb of the Dancing Light. Among the workers is Alex West. While investigating the tomb, Lara notices butterflies entering from the side. She senses a child watching her, but the girl quickly evades her. As the workers successfully open the tomb, Powell and his team venture inside. Lara encounters a mysterious girl, who points her toward an entrance adorned with jasmine flowers. Lara falls into a trapdoor and finds herself within the tomb's chamber. Powell's team approaches, prompting her to hide. Powell proceeds to the Shiva statue, intending to use the clock as a key during the upcoming planetary alignment. Lara and Alex independently search for clues on how to activate the all-seeing eye. Alex orders his mercenaries to retrieve swords from the Shiva statue to insert into its center. However, Lara discovers another eye directly in front of the statue. With time dwindling, Lara tries to warn Powell, only to be met with a barrage of bullets. Powell stops the assault and listens to Lara's theory that they are standing on a mirror image of the eye. She proposes they trade places, allowing her to demonstrate her theory. Powell reluctantly agrees, and as the planets align, he tosses her the clock. Lara inserts it into the real eye, triggering the unlocking mechanism. A log with a needle swings down, piercing an urn in front of the statue. A burst of liquid and light emanates from the urn, followed by a release of black substance. The substance forms an airy manifestation of the triangle's missing half. Lara's victory is short-lived as the black substance animates the stone statues. A chaotic battle ensues, with Lara using her resourcefulness to fend off the animated statues. After securing the triangle's piece, she encounters a formidable winged statue that gives chase. Eventually, Lara escapes the tomb, and the pursuing statue collapses upon exiting. Powell's team witnesses her survival and opens fire, prompting her to flee. At a waterfall, Lara is confronted by Alex, who holds her at gunpoint. With a confident smile, she leaps into the waterfall, making a daring escape. In a Buddhist monastery, a monk offers Lara tea, and the wound from her battle miraculously heals. The following day, Lara meets Powell in Venice at an Illuminati base, where she realizes his affiliation with the group. Powell proposes an alliance, suggesting they share the power of the triangle. Lara teasingly questions who would lead, and she surprises Powell by taking the central seat while he sits at her right. Powell discloses that her father, Richard, was his mentor within the Illuminati. Lara struggles to believe her father was involved, but learns that Richard had kept secrets from her. Powell tempts her with the promise of resurrecting her father using the triangle's power, but Lara suspects his ulterior motives. A tense confrontation ensues, and Lara confidently walks away as Powell's knife misses its target. Alex West finds himself in a curious encounter when Lara unexpectedly enters his room. Startled, he draws his gun, only to be met with amusement from the housekeeper and an enigmatic warning from Lara. The next day, Lara places a triangle piece in a locked chest, ensuring its safety. Bryce joins her as they prepare to travel to Siberia. Landing in a remote village, they rent sled dogs to proceed to their destination. As they gather the dogs, a village girl offers Lara a cautionary message before disappearing, leaving behind a jasmine flower. Upon reaching an Arctic cave, Lara employs a bell to trigger an ice wall's collapse, revealing a hidden passage.
All right, let's go.
Inside the cave, they encounter a colossal worry emitting light. Dogs that venture into the light are mysteriously transformed and emerge unscathed.
Time is broken here.
Lara explains the phenomenon as time storms, distorted zones where time behaves erratically. As a solar eclipse begins, the aura reactivates, and Lara and Alex ascend its structure. Dodging mechanical arms and traps, they retrieve the triangle piece from within a pattern of lights. The leader of Powell's team presents the triangle pieces to fulfill their ancestors' prophecy, only to find that nothing happens. Frustrated, Powell kills the leader and combines the pieces himself.
Not quite what you hoped for, Mr. Powell.
Lara's knowledge enables her to manipulate the triangle, and she escapes its influence unscathed, claiming the second piece. The tense standoff between Lara and Powell culminates in a climactic hand-to-hand battle. Lara emerges victorious, retrieving Richard's pocket watch as proof of her father's death. Lara flees, narrowly escaping danger with the help of sled dogs. In the aftermath, Lara visits Richard's memorial, wearing a summer dress, and reconnects with Bryce and Hillary. Bryce's repaired robot offers a challenge, symbolizing Lara's resilient spirit as she continues her adventurous journey. If you are interested in such films, please proceed to the next video on the screen, and also share your thoughts about this film in the comments. Give us a like and subscribe. Goodbye.